Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back. My name is Kasey. If you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys would like to tune in more often, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you are notified. Notification squad, come through. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Fenty Beauty Primer and Foundation. I know I'm a little late for this. I didn't want to just go out and buy the product when it released and then do a review the next day on it when I really didn't use it. You know what I'm saying? So I've been playing with the foundation and primer for a good month now to really test it out and give you guys a true full review. So the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer is $32. It comes with 1.08 ounces. I have to say right off the bat, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was not impressed. And maybe because there was so much hype built around the brand and the products, I put a little bit more pressure on them. I was a little bit harsher. You know, I was expecting something amazing. I tried to love the primer, I tried to love the foundation, and I just couldn't. Primer, for example, I've tried this primer with this foundation, and I've also tried this primer with other foundations, and my skin just, it doesn't like it. It makes every foundation I use go on patchy. So it's not, you know, the foundations, it's this primer because, you know, my Estee Lauder is my holy grail, ride or die. That is my forever favorite foundation. And, you know, I tried this primer with that foundation that never does me wrong and it made it go on patchy. So I know this isn't going to be the case for everyone. Me, individually, my skin did not like the primer. It's not for me. This is, again, for me personally and my skin, a primer that made my skin look worse than, you know, making it look better. I felt like it brought out the texture in my skin. I feel like, you know, it didn't blur anything. It's not my favorite, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. And moving on to the foundation, I got the shade 150, which I think is a perfect match. This is a matte foundation. I have combination skin. Sometimes I have some dry areas because I do use Retin-A. Sometimes I have, you know, my T-zone is really, really oily, so my skin is tricky. Sometimes it's normal, I love those days, but most of the time it's combination. 90% of the time I wear a matte foundation, so I'm familiar with matte foundations. I'm a huge fan of them. What I look for in a foundation is I want it to blend out really easily. When I do my makeup, I'm usually pressed for time, so I want something that I could just put on and it's gonna look beautiful. I don't wanna have to do a lot of work. I don't wanna like fuss and mess with it. I just wanna like, and it looks good. With this foundation, I did struggle a little bit. I felt like it was patchy. This foundation is actually better without the primer, just because I don't like the primer. It looks cakey, it dries quickly, it's hard to blend, and you could just see all of my texture and all of my pores, which drives me nuts. Like my Estee Lauder doesn't do that to me. So it's something that I'm not gonna pick up and use. I'm not digging it. It looks cakey. I could feel it too on my skin, which I do not like. I live in Arizona. It's starting to cool off, but it's just, I could feel it on my face and I can't. I think the only great thing about the foundation is the shade range. I don't like the way it makes my skin look. It makes my skin look worse. I would rather just not even wear foundation. I had such high expectations, to be honest, for this foundation. You know, there's beauty gurus all over YouTube saying how amazing it was. So I was just like really, really excited for it. Had really, really high hopes, and I was just like, what the f. And I used it over and over again thinking like, oh, use a beauty blender, use a brush, don't use a primer, just use moisturizer, use this primer. I've tried this so many different ways. I've applied this so many times. I've tried my hardest to love it and I just can't. It makes my skin look worse. It makes my pores super visible and I just don't like it. I would say if you have textured skin, large pores, acne scarring, this is going to emphasize all of that. It's not for me, that's for sure. I will say the blotting powder is everything. If you have oily skin, you need this. I basically just keep this in my purse with like a fluffy brush, just kind of like sweep it, dust it over like any oily areas. I do like to blot with a tissue first, get the excess oil off, and then go in with this powder. You stay matte for hours. It's really, really nice, but without looking dry or having like a white cast or powdery. It just kind of gives like this smoothing, blurring effect, which is really, really nice. So thumbs up on the blotting powder for sure. Great product. That is going to do it for my review. I hope you guys found this helpful. Leave a comment, give this video a thumbs up. It shows me that you care. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.